When I was in my early 20s, I was in a horseback riding accident, and I hurt my back really badly then. But back, then there wasn't any talk of surgery or anything like that. I mean, it was just you got past it.
It's strange that she and I would get together because I've had trouble with my back. She had fallen off a horse or something when she was a kid, and so her back was sensitive.
And by the time I got into my 40s, it just became debilitating.
So Liz is pretty tough, and she lived with it, but it was, a problem.
And they laid it out for me very clearly, what my back looked like, and that I had needed a fusion. And he thought it'd be 2 levels, but it turned out to be 3 levels. I ended up doing well after that. I never was perfect, or I always dealt with it, but I got back to being active again to a certain level, so I could walk my dogs, go hiking. With time, I just keep getting periods of it being bad again until finally it just hit a point about 2 years ago where it just became very difficult to walk. I just could not sit, and I couldn't walk for any length of time. I had a really bad time with pain. When I say I wasn't doing any housework, it wasn't because I didn't want to. I really could not do a lot. I mean, to carry laundry down the stairs it's just, I was very lucky I had a husband who was so willing to jump in and do so much. To drive up to San Francisco would have been very difficult. And if I had done that and walked around San Francisco and come back, then I probably would have been lying down for a week after that. So that's pretty much what it was like. Everything had consequences.
Liz came to me after suffering from back pain for over a decade. She'd had a couple of prior lumbar fusion procedures, which actually went quite well. The reason she came to me is because she had a condition called adjacent segment degeneration. When you fuse part of the spine, theoretically you're transferring stresses to the other parts that are not fused, and those parts of the spine can also degenerate.
He was very positive right away. He said, yeah, we can fix this.
Looking at her images, I knew this could be done minimally invasively. I find that with spinology, that has been the least invasive procedure that I've done on patients when I'm working on the lumbar spine. And she went home not so long after surgery.
But then all of a sudden, after maybe 3 weeks, I think after surgery, everything got better.
She is since doing quite well, and I saw her 4 months after surgery, and she said this is the first time she's been pain-free in over a decade.
She can exercise more. I could walking the dogs and doing things more.
I'll start incorporating some hills, and I've set up some walking times with people in a couple of weeks, but it's got to be gradual. So I'm just a lot more stable. I'm not fearful. I'm going to go to Palm Springs with my daughter to watch a big tennis tournament in October, and I'm so excited about it, I can't even tell you. So before I'd go to Italy in the past to the Writers' Conference, I would, several times I got an injection first in order to be able to make the trip, which really helped. I'm so excited because I was accepted into it. Probably I'd go in March because I feel like I don't want to push anything right now, and also I need to finish writing what I'm writing.
This past week, because our kids are coming out, she's redone everything in our house, putting things away and doing all this stuff in the kitchen.
And then our whole family will be together next week here. And before, I would be really worried, how is this going to go? I'll be able to lay down on Tuesday or something, it's not part of my thinking now.
Okulu is very good surgeon as far as the technique, and that's what you want.
Just think that people should really, if they want a quality of life, to talk to people and figure out, and learn more about this kind of surgery. And if you want to live life, and I want to go back to that Writers' Conference, now I know I can. I want to walk my dogs, now I know I can. It really is amazing.